Cast starts now, right? Is that what they always do? I can't believe it. Got my power back on just in time to see the boy. Was that the only new part of this intro here? They added rain? Shoot me. Shoot me. Ooh, Melina. Oh, God, Melina looks very scary. She got a lot of blood in her mouth. Oh, I'm ready, baby. Drop a thumbs up if you guys are excited.
Welcome to the Kombat Kast. It has been a while, but we are glad to be back to talk about Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate and the 3 new characters coming with that. Today we're going to specifically talk about one character in particular because here's some news. We're going to have 3 Kombat Casts around Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate. Before we get started, today's stream is going to be based on, we're going to talk about Rain today. And then we're going to have 2 more after this coming up in the next in the following weeks, and we'll explain those later.
Awesome.
So let's first talk about what we're excited about. For me, with Ultimate, is the inclusion of Rambo. I grew up watching all of those movies of that genre, and just having that character in the cast is super exciting to me, especially because from what I've seen and everything, he plays a lot like a character that I'd like him to. So that's exciting.
Can you explain?
Oh yeah, I've seen
you
a lot of
explain?
people that are like, oh, all he's gonna do is shoot guns. No, you need to pay more attention to those movies. He has a knife,
Thank you.
a bow, all kind of traps and stuff. It's really
I'm
cool.
ready for it.
But
Very
I'm
hand to
excited
hand.
for. Oh yeah,
That's
yeah,
what I like to
he's
hear.
nasty up close. I am excited for Rain. I always love when our artists and designers get a chance to like reimagine a character that's not in a bunch of games. Like Rain is only been in a couple, so it's really cool to see, new ways to explore his powers and his look and all the aesthetics and all that. It's neat. It's almost like you get to put in a new character in a way. Very different than like Liu Kang or Jax or something.
Mine would have to be the Queen Melina is coming back. Cannot wait. We're going to be running online. Melina's going to be owning online, people. Melina, rise up. Let's go.
Before we get started on that, Derek, we're adding something to Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate that is something we've not done before, and something that's going to help out some players who may be just joining the fight. So tell us about that.
Yeah, so we've added a new online onboarding system. So for players that are new to Mortal Kombat 11 and new to the online experience, it kind of explains some of the Combat League aspects and the matchups and things like that. Why you're being matched up with the opponents that you are, explains what combat points are for first-time players. So everybody that downloads the new and latest patch will have to go through the online onboarding. You will compete through 3 different matches against an AI. It's a simulated online experience against 3 Scorpion opponents because we wanted it to be as realistic as possible. And after
Should have
each
Jade
match
down
that you
too.
win, you'll receive combat points. After completing all 3 of the tutorials or fights with Scorpion, you will receive combat points that can be used towards the current season. And if there isn't a season active, they'll be cashed until the next season. So you'll start off with a little KP boost. And you'll also receive some time crystals for completing the online tutorial. You only have to do it one time, and it's more for just getting people a better understanding of what the online experience is.
Sure. Now I know there's a lot of people who are going to say like, "Oh, but I've played 2,000 games. I don't need this," and maybe you don't. But there will be a lot of an influx of new players playing Mortal Kombat, so you'll have some new opponents to fight against. And if you already know all this stuff, you get time crystals out of the deal. So it's win-win, really.
Win-win-win.
But what about filtered Combat League, wired and Wi-Fi? Is that adding to the game?
Glad that's back. Real quick, a couple things about the trailer. But before we get there, this is a thank you to the community. Just recently, Mortal Kombat hit 1 million subscribers on YouTube.
Hey, congratulations!
Which will be hanging up at the office soon.
That's awesome.
Right there. So
hopefully we'll get that one day.
So I want to thank all of our fans who subscribe to our content and watch all the trailers and talk about them. Obviously, couldn't have done this without you. So it's just really cool we're able to put that up in the office, and so everybody in the studio can see it and be proud of what happened. So that's awesome. Now we're going to be talking about balance at a later date, probably the last stream, just to keep
okay.
a little amped up for it. But I do want to say, Stephanie, you said you saw something the community noticed you wanted to talk about.
Yes, like 5 minutes after that trailer went live, a few people, including Gur and Slayer,
Talking about that wake up
noticed
animation?
something was up with the way Sindel got off the ground, and they're right, there is a change. One of the changes is if you delay your wake up, there used to be a short and a long delay. There's now just one universal delay.
What kind of playstyle are we looking at?
Swaggy, I would say. Flashy.
That's what I want.
Really cool combos. More combo starters than most characters have with less restrictions. I think that's probably the coolest thing about him.
Let's take a look at just Rain's general fight style.
Okay.
So to start off, we'll talk about his guitar. He uses it in a bunch of his normals. His uppercut, his jumps, his wake-up attacks, and a bunch of his strings. You can see here this is his back two, just a really quick mid. You can hit confirm. And then this one's really good. His forward two. It has really good range. It's got a couple of options. And this version has a crushing blow if it's a counter hit. And the main reason I wanted to show it is it's really gross to me. It feels really painful. This cut.
Oh my god.
Freaks me.
That looks awful.
In his normal attack. You can see here is his 4-4, which is like a sweep kick where he knocks you down. And he has a back three where he literally surfs on a wave. And then he has this really cool back 1-4. And the neat thing is this, you can delay it and then appear on the other side of them. So you can choose to switch sides or not. Now we're showing his throws, and this is notable because, like a few characters, he has 2 crushing blows, one on each throw, and they're done with the standard requirement. And this is one I wanted to show just because I think it's extremely nasty. He actually impales their own hand.
Awesome. So that's just his general sort of movement and fight style, sort of the stuff he starts with, his punches and his kicks, pretty much.
His range is not the best. The guitar is really sharp and it's great for slashing, but it doesn't have the best range. It's pretty much his arm length. But his moves are pretty quick. He's got some decent mids, a pretty fast low. So I would say not the best range, but pretty good when he gets up close. And I think his special moves complement the fact that his normals aren't the farthest reaching. Because he has a lot of projectiles in.
And if he touches you once, you're basically going to Prince Swagtown through combo.
I want to go to Swagtown.
It's awesome. What he
Who wants to go to Swagtown with me?
Yeah.
Take a look at some of his default special moves.
So first up is the around the world kick. To me, this is the classic.
I didn't even realize that was around the world. I thought he was just doing Twister.
One of the new things that we show that he's actually kicking you through a portal and you're coming out the other end. So
that is sick.
Finally makes sense. That sort of makes sense. He also has this new water ball where he travels full screen and then captures you and does the Izuna drop. And it's kind of like Raiden's command. You can use it to punish or to end your combos. And it has a crushing blow if he goes full screen or if it's his armor breaker. So if you're in the middle of the combo and you think they're going to break away, you can use that to punish you. And then lastly here, he has this really cool projectile. I think this is one of the neat things about him. It's a very fast, good recovery, high attack, but he has 2 different ways to amplify it. He can either let it hit, stick in them, then amplify, and then he gets a knockdown or damage. Or he can actually amplify it while it's traveling and it becomes a mid. So the idea would be you're throwing it, it's a high. If they're ducking it, he can actually amplify it right when it's over their head and it becomes a mid and it'll hit them. Or you can do it early and they have to duck the whole time because they know it's coming and stuff like that, and you can mix it up. And I think that's pretty cool. So you get less damage, but it becomes a mid.
That's awesome. A new way of using a projectile for him.
Yeah,
and he has unique ways to also advance across screen too, with the Argus plunge turning into the ball, and then as we'll see later as well, he has a good way to advance to get to where he wants to be.
Exactly. So it's like I was saying, the range on his weapon's not that great, but he has the special moves that go literally full screen. He can control the screen if he wants to take a risk and do that.
Right.
And he has
Let's keep going with that one.
And this is Evaporate, where he
you can hold that for so long?
Pillar of water. And he then becomes invincible. Projectiles and even normal attacks will just pass by him. So you're going to have to either hit him as he's recovering or hit him as he's coming out of it. It's pretty awesome and trolly.
That animation's so sick too.
Awesome. That water move is great. I loved it when I first saw it in the trailer, and
Yeah,
just,
it looks awesome.
Kodal just gets bodied, so that was.
And when does Kodal not get bodied in these
Kodal
trailers?
gets
NetherRealm.
bodied.
Always getting bodied. Up
Always
next, let's take a look at the first variation of Rain.
So this
Ooh.
variation is all about his quantum rifts into the water realm.
Kind of like a what's a, like
And
a
he
teal
gets this
color?
new move. It replaces the bubble, and it's like a big full screen. Well, not full screen, but like half screen slash. It's got good pushback on the block when he amplifies it, and he can actually do it in the air. And what's cool is he can do it in the air 2 different ways. You can go straight across, or you can go down like a dive kick, and it's very, very quick. And if he amplifies it, he gets the second hit. Then he gains this portal, and once he has this on screen, it'll absorb projectiles. Which you can see right here. And the difference with Evaporate is he gets to move around. So you can put the portal out, and then you can like go behind
That's
it,
interesting.
advance in front, and it's going to absorb any projectile. And if he absorbs 2, his crushing blow's loaded, and the next time he gets
Wow.
a flash, he's going to get big damage.
So that's an interesting way of. We've had projectile parries in the past, which this isn't. But it is another way of controlling how someone uses projectile against you. Like you're playing against Sub-Zero, and all he wants to do is freeze you. You put that in front of you, you still have range of motion, and he's scared to throw anything at you. So that's just a really good variation to control the other person's movements. A lot of players like to be in charge of how that person plays, kind of.
Yeah, good range, good mobility, and then he gets to regulate zoning.
Excellent.
And I also like
let's
how we've changed. I was gonna say I like how we've changed the roundhouse. Like he still has it, but we put a little extra flair on it because he has that. I'm a god. I can spin 3 times first and then kick you.
Let's take a look at the first part of Rain Variation 2.
All right, dose. Oh, okay, no
So
mask.
Variation
No mask.
2 has this advancing palm.
He kind of looks like Sub-Zero.
And what's neat is he can actually delay it. You can delay it just a second. You can delay it for a real long time and get a crushing blow. Or you can cancel the delay and actually
I knew something was off in the back.
take it
Derek's
out
been putting
and
skeletons, dude.
dash or go in for a throw or whatever. And so like a simple way to use this,
Look at those skeletons.
use the evasiveness and dodge stuff and then whiff punish it. Like knock them down, go into the palm.
Try to get away with
they're
it.
gonna
Derek
whip
was
their way to
running.
attack, and then boom, you get them and break their ribs. Then he has this
The classic
flash
water.
move, and this actually leaves them standing, and Rain gets advantage. You can use it to end strings, but it also respans if they're in the air. So after a juggle combo, he can do it, and then that prevents them having any knockdown at all. So this variation basically really blows up wake ups.
Good.
Oh,
Cool.
good. Now we have,
And it
we have
only
a
has one
second
more, yeah.
part. We have a second part of Variation 2. Let's take a look at that.
And so this is his anti-air
Oh.
flash, where he squirts this water
Make it
out,
rain!
and this is awesome for preemptive anti-airing. If you, with a jump, if you think a jump's coming, you can absolutely regulate the air. If he amplifies it, you get the combo. So what's really cool is this doesn't conflict with the around the world kick. And that means he gets pretty swaggy combos, because you get 2 different combo things.
Oh my god, you are just going
So
everywhere.
there's a lot. If you want to use 2 bars, you can really get big damage.
That's the
And
one thing I don't like though.
look
He has to
really
use
awesome.
bar to do
Probably
these
even more
combo
important than
extenders. In
the
MK9, he didn't even have to use a single bar.
I like that there was one move in there that actually set up the water spout.
Exactly.
kick
It
that
doesn't
pushed
have
it
to
up?
be an anti-air. Yes, 1-3-3. He kicks you up in the air, and it's like it was made for it. It's perfect. So
Right
I think this very.
Wait, did he put hats on the skeletons? Did I miss that? Did Derek put hat on the skeleton?
He has good
Derek is
combos with
fast,
all
dude.
3.
And let's take a look at Variation 3.
That is the skin.
First
That
off,
is the
this
skin I want to
costume is
use.
Awesome. I love the hood. So first he gets this Tidal Wave, which is a really quick.
And he also
throw
looks like
with
Sub-Zero again, but it's
great,
alright.
Deceptively great range. If he amplifies it, it has 100 active frames. And this is also great for people that like to duck. And then he also gets the classic NK Trilogy water bubble, which
I
is
can
a
already hear
high.
Derek moving in the
So
background.
if they won't stop ducking it, you can use the Tidal Wave, and that's going to regulate, mid screen. And the neat thing about the bubble is when he amplifies it, he can choose which direction they're going to fall. He gets 4 different options. So you can throw them back, over his head, straight up, or down and bound. And it's 4 different reactions, so 4 different ways to combo them. You could throw them out of the corner, you could throw them into the corner, you could do max damage, you can get really good Oki. There's all these different options.
The skeletons are going like this.
How you have in the water.
There's no better feeling too in our games. We have a lot of characters who have a move that makes the other player have nothing they can do, and like doing it where like I can choose to throw you up, down, back, forward, doesn't matter. That's just a good feeling as a player, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I remember as a kid playing MK1 and that spear, and then you're just like, I get a free uppercut. Like, this is now the best game ever made. So those are always psychologically fun.
I always remember putting people in the bubble in MK9 and then just teabagging, which is always fun.
Classic Derek.
That sounds right up your alley. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
We're gonna show you the fatality that was shown in the trailer. We've heard from people that sometimes maybe don't show everything on the Kombat Cast. We might save the last fatality for later in the future. But so that, in a nutshell, is Rain. Of course, when you get a chance to play Rain, you're going to learn a lot more and figure things out. But that's what we're going to show you today. Any final thoughts on Rain, everyone?
He does have a couple moves that we didn't show that you can choose if you want. He's got the classic trilogy, lifting his arm up and the lightning strikes. He's got a really unique, wacky move where it's this buff and he turns it on and his dashes become faster.
Oh, snap.
Kind of a weird.
So he gets those
thing.
two back.
So there's a couple things to look for when the game comes out.
His personality is probably one of the most fun, for sure, because he's just a cocky asshole. I'm a fan of
Johnny
that.
Cage.
And then I think he'll appeal to multiple different types of players, too. Like, obviously, you got to get up close to do a lot of the damage and the swaggy combos, but you can also do things and stay back with Rain as well, and still link into some of those swaggy combos. So I think he's going to appeal to a lot of different player types.
Yeah, I'm on the same page with you, Derek, too, where it comes to, we have arrogant characters in our game, Johnny Cage, Shao Kahn, I would say, but this is a different type. This is a regal type of arrogance that I'm very excited to.
Interesting.
We always get those YouTube videos after the game comes out where people start showing all the videos of people talking back and forth.
Yep.
And this, to me, is going to be a really big one because he's just he's a jerk. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
I can't wait.
He's a demigod!
He's a demigod. If only I could ever reach demigod.
I feel you on that one, Tyler.
Derek, we do want to discuss some of the. We've gotten a lot of things on Twitter. A lot of people tweeting about how you upgrade to the next gen and such. And I have some stuff I'm going to read while we put up some screens.
All right.
If you have Mortal Kombat 11 already on PS4 or Xbox One, or get Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate on PS4 or Xbox One, you can upgrade to the PS5 or Xbox Series X or S version of this game for free at no additional cost. Now, if you pre-order MK11 Ultimate, you'll get access to Mortal Kombat 11, Kombat Pack 1, and Aftermath when you purchase the game. Now, if you already own Mortal Kombat 11, you can easily upgrade by pre-ordering Kombat Pack 2 to get Melina, Rain, and Rambo on November 17th. Now, any players who pre-order Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate or Kombat Pack 2 will get the Time Warrior skin pack at launch, giving you 3 new skins: Dark Web Noob Saibot, Halt and Catch Fire Liu Kang, and Blood Code Scarlet. Now, here's something I've been getting a lot on Twitter, so I want to explain this. If you upgrade your PS4 game to the PS5 version, as long as you are signed in with the PlayStation ID, the same one, your inventory, rewards, character variation, and time crystals will carry over, as well as anything purchased with time crystals. Previous Tower of Time and Crypt progression will carry over as well.
Thank goodness.
Story progression, unfortunately, will not carry over to PS5, but any rewards earned by any sort of campaign completion will carry over. Settings, files, and stats in your combat card will not carry over to PS5. And finally, for the Xbox users, if you upgrade your Xbox One game to the Xbox Series S or X version, as long as you are signed in with the same Xbox login, all inventory, rewards, character variations, progression, time crystals will carry over, as well as anything you purchased with time crystals. Now, you will still need to download your local save data from the cloud or transfer via USB to carry over custom settings or any sort of Kombat Kast stats. But that's it. If you have any questions, feel free to tweet us. We can explain it better.
I mean, I kind of understand.
Again, like I said, this is stream 1 of 3. We'll have 2 more. The next one, so far, right now,
next week,
you can maybe put it in your calendar, is going to be scheduled for October 28th.
Ooh.
And that will be Rambo.
Oh,
so very excited to do that. The balance,
Okay.
discussing balance and that sort of thing, we'll probably do on the final one, the final stream with Melina. We'll be back very soon. Thank you so much for joining us. We're really glad to be back. It's always a pleasure to be in your living room or wherever you are watching the stream, and we will see you again very soon. Thanks.
Everybody do the rain pose.
Rain pose.
Well, that was the Rain Kombat Cast. The combos for Rain are still swaggy. I kind of expect it to happen, but I don't like that you have to use all your meter pretty much to do swag combos with Rain. In MK9, I could do a 50%, almost a 50% damage combo with no bar, almost. So this one you gotta use a lot of resources here, and also they kind of like divvied up his cool moves into different variations. I don't know. Let me know in the comments which variation of Rain do you guys think you guys are gonna be playing with. I want to play the one where he turns into the bubble and he just goes full screen. I think that one's awesome, and I believe that's also his armor breaking move. So I'm gonna try that one, but I'm gonna try all of Rain's variations. Honestly, Rain's cool. But next Kombat Cast will be October 28th, I think they just said. And it's going to be Rambo. And then I love how they're making us wait for Melina even more. Like, hey, guess what? You want Melina? She's finally here. But then you got to wait even longer for a Kombat Cast. So that's funny. But, all right. That was Rain's Kombat Cast. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys did, drop a thumbs up. Make sure you guys are following, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. Stay tuned because more MK goodness coming out soon, and you guys don't want to miss out, all right? But my name's unCAGEDgamez, and you just got K. Oh my god! That brutality's crazy! Yo, I think he's gonna do a water gun. I think he's gonna do a water gun with that little outro.
We learned